Hi guys, today I want to show you how to fold my F-11 Tiger. This is my last model, and we will have to start with the A4, this one, 297 by 210, but we need to cut this format, we need to cut the strip of 30 millimeters in this way. So I already cut mine, you can see mine is just shorter, 30 millimeters, and I'm going to use this one. So let's fold half as usual, and let's measure now 22 millimeters. Here I already did my measurements, so 22 millimeters, make a mark, then rotate and measure here 34 millimeters, make a mark, and then turn the paper in this way and measure here 18 millimeters. Now, with these measurements, we are going to do the folds, the base fold for our water bomb base. Let's fold here until you meet this mark. And slide the paper until the sign of the 18 millimeter will match exactly with this edge. And while you fold, you will see that almost you are going to reach the third mark, which is the 34 millimeter. I'm saying almost because this is actually a mathematical measurements, and sometimes the sheet of paper is not exactly the same dimension, or you will almost reach, maybe 1 millimeter less or 1 millimeter more. Now let's fold in this way. Open the fold, turn the paper, and make this mounting fold as a belly fold, only until here. And then let's do the mirror of the fold that we have just done. Open the model and complete your fold up to the end of the paper. Did the same water bomb that I did in most of my models. Now fold in this way and turn this mountain fold into a belly fold, this way. Fold this fold here, which is already done, and squash the paper and fold. So turn the paper and fold and make your mirror fold. Okay, now you can open the model, close your water bomb, and squash the paper exactly in the middle. Now you have your water bomb done. Now turn one side of the wing and measure 36 millimeters along this edge, from the center, of course. .36 millimeters, and fold in this way, from the top up to the mark. Fold. We'll mirror this fold later on. Now measure 26 millimeters from the top along this edge. And 7 millimeters from this point along this edge. and fold matching the two marks. Now measure again 32 millimeters from this point along this edge and 5 millimeters from this point along this edge. And fold again. Now last fold, measure 15 millimeters from this point along this edge and 9 millimeters from this point along this edge. That's it. Now fold this tip angle bisector then make a small fold from this point up to this point and squash the paper in this way. Now we need to mirror all the folds in the other wings. So I'm going to open all folds. I'm going to fast forward this video. This is what you need to get at this point. Now we will open all these folds, all of them in this way. And now we need to measure 54 millimeters from the top of the model along the center line. 54. Let's make a mark exactly at the center line. And let's make a fold from this point up to this point, and a fold from this point up to this point. Let's fold the first and the second layer. Of course, when you fold the second layer, you cannot reach up to this point, but it's enough you reach up to this point. So let's complete our fold up to this point. And let's do the same in the other side. The first layer and the second layer. Let's make a nice fold. Okay, now we need to make another two folds from, you see, you have now this fold done. You have a point where this fold cross with this fold here, this point here. You need to fold from here up to this point here. So let's do that. And fold both layers. Make the fold nice. And let's do the same thing in the other wings. So you have, it's better you mark the points where these two folds cross and fold. Okay. Now, what to do now? Fold again this on this fold here, but reverse it to make it as a valley fold in this way. But and while you fold also these two folds that you have done. So you will have something like this. Now squash the fold in this way. And now let's do the same thing in the other side. For this reason, we will close these two folds. So we will have a guideline in order to fold exactly in the same way. Now let's fold, then take these two and fold it in this way. You will see that maybe you will not reach exactly the same position. Just force it a little bit, the paper, and fold it. Try to really to fold, to make the two fold precise and exactly mirrored. Okay. Now let's go to back to the first one, and we need now to fold along this fold here that we have already done, which is now a mountain fold, but we need to make it as a valley fold. So fold in this way, exactly, and while you fold, squash this paper here, you see, put your finger at the back, open this, and make a squash fold in this way, where this side here of the squash fold must be squashed at the maximum possible. I mean, don't squash it like here. Go as much as you can toward this direction in this way. You will see there is a point where you cannot go further, otherwise you will break the paper. Just fold it in this way. And you will get this shape. Let's do the same thing. Here we still have a reference to be able to mirror the fold in the proper way. Let's fold first following the fold that we have already done. Open here by putting your finger, see, open in this way, and being careful to end up in the same position, make your squash fold in the same way. So what you're getting now is something like that. Okay. Now, with the model in this position, you have the two folds that we have done before, this and this, which is this is a mountain fold, this is a valley fold. We need to fold them in this way, make a mountain fold out of this, and a valley fold out of this. Be careful, just fold along this fold that we have already done and continue in the same way up to here. This means in this way. Okay? Fold this one back in this way. No need to put this one inside. We will lock this fold in another way later on. And fold in this way. Now, what about this fold here? Let's fold it back in the same way it was folded before. And you will get something like this. Do the same thing in this side. Let's do the first fold. And the second fold. Just verify that, then fold it again in this way. Sorry, I will show you properly. And now just verify that the two wings are in the same position. If they are not in the same position, just force a little bit the second one and try to adjust the last fold in order to get the two wings in the same position. Now, open again. You will have now this unusual shape. And at the moment, about the, no, we need now to do one fold that is not easy, but we need to do this one if we really want to have the real shape of the F-11. You see, we are going now to do this fold. Actually, the wing of the F-11 has this shape here. It starts with a certain angle, and then it continues with another angle. So this fold here is not very easy to do, but we need to do it. So with the wing in this position, measure 28 millimeters from this point along this edge. You can do this fold also by heart, but I am giving you measurements, so then you can choose how you want to fold it. 28 millimeters, then 15 millimeters from this point along this edge. 15. And then go further 4 millimeters and make another mark. Now let's proceed in this way. Now that we have done these 3 marks, let's open the wing in this way. Let's make a mountain fold from the mark here up to the first mark, and let's make a valley fold from the same point up to the second mark. So we will start, of course, we have the mark in this position, so we will start making a valley fold, and then we will turn it into a mountain fold. Try to be very precise. So here is our mountain fold. Of course, we have to fold all the layer that are behind this. And let's make the valley fold. Okay, this is what you must do. Now let's do the same thing in the other side, because now after these folds we will have to open completely the model, and we will have to do an inside reverse fold. So let's measure 28. Let's measure our 15 and our 4 millimeters. Open. And let's do our fold. This will be a valley fold turned into a mountain fold. And this will be just a valley fold. Okay, mountain fold and valley fold. Now, before opening everything, we need to again to fold the wings in this way. Now let's fold the wings in this way, so we will have only this one. Now what you need to do, by keeping this point firm, you need to fold the two, the valley fold and the mountain fold, in this way, and create another fold like this. We will now turn the model. I will show you again. Keep the model firm from this point. I mean, put the finger in this way. Put the finger in this way and fold the two, blocking the wing in this way. When you fold in this way, of course you need to push this portion in this way and create another small fold. Okay, now that we have done these things, we need to open the model. completely. You need to open also this portion here, and now you have the fold that we have just done are double because when we fold there was a double layer. So we have fold this portion and this portion as well. So we need to make now two mountain fold here and two valley fold for the second one in order to be able to make our inside reverse fold. Let's proceed in this way, and let's now close back in this way by doing this. Okay, now of course you can see that now the paper is not flat anymore, but once you reclose all the folds that you have done, you will end up with the straight fold. So let's do the same thing in the other wing. Two mountain fold, then turn the paper, make two mountain fold with the reverse paper, so there will be like belly fold, and close in this way. Now we need to redo all the folds that we have done before, paying attention not to open the inside fold that we have just done. It will be something like this, it will be something like this, and of course when you do the last fold here, you don't have to fold following the fold that we have done before, but we have to fold following the new fold. And you will have something like that. You see, this is now is an outside reverse fold actually, and it is locked. Let's do the same thing here. Let's fold back everything, and only when you do the last fold, fold it following this fold and not this fold, in this way. So what you have now is something like this, okay? At the moment, with the wings, we are done, and let's proceed with the tail. Now, with the model in this position, let's fold the tail angle bisector, bringing this edge matching with the center line of the model. Make it exactly the center line. So now let's measure 97 millimeter from this point along this edge. 97. And 9 millimeter from this point along this edge. 9 millimeter. I have already designed because I made a mistake before, so I recorded the video again. So let's make a fold matching these 2 points. Oh la la, made it wrong. Why? Okay. Now let's fold in the other side angle bisector. So let's open again. Now turn this wing and verify that the distance between the wing and the beginning of the tail should be about 20 millimeters. More or less, this is 21, almost 22. It's okay. Now, with the model in this position, put the ruler coincident with the, no, let's do it with the, open the model in this way and measure from this edge, measure 16 millimeter and put your ruler perpendicular with this edge. I mean, the angle between the ruler and this edge will have to be more or less a right angle. More or less. Measure 16 millimeters. And now make a fold which is almost as much as possible parallel with this edge here. If you are not sure, you can take the 16 measurement in another point, and then you can just match the 2 points and fold. Okay. Now, close the 2 tails in this way, reverse this fold, and make the mirror fold for the other portion of the tail. So you will have something like this. Now open the tail in this way and measure 7 millimeters from this point along this edge. Seven millimeters, and make a valley fold from this point up to the center line here, just this point here. Let's mark the center. And fold. Let's do immediately the mirror of this fold. Okay. And now let's slide this paper inside here. And you will see that when you slide the paper, you will lock also this fold here in this way. You see, this fold is now locked. See? Do the same thing on the other side. Slide the paper inside and lock it. So we are now in this situation. Now you can see this paper here, this edge. We need now to fold to make a valley fold from this point just along this edge until you reach this point, and then another valley fold. This point is the cross between this edge and this fold here, and then another valley fold from the same point up to this point here. So let's do that. The paper in this way. Fold until here, of course, and fold from this point up to here. Okay. And now what we need to do is we need to fold back the wing by pushing here and fold again on the fold that we have done before. Now we need to do the same thing in the other side. So let's fold as we have done. For the other tail, 1 and 2. And let's fold back in this way and in this way. And the two tails should be almost in the same position. Always take care that your fold will be the same for both the side, for both sides of the model, otherwise the model will not be perfect. And now we have something like this. Okay, now turn the model again. Now we need to measure 15 millimeters. You see, if you put the model in this way, you have here a point where the tail crosses with the body of the airplane, this point here. You need to measure 15 millimeters following the same direction of the body of the airplane. That's why I put the ruler in this way. You will have the point here, which will be very close actually to this edge, but not exactly. Let's make a valley fold in this way. Fold only the first layer and do a squash fold in this way. This will be the shape of your fold. Now let's do the same. 15 millimeters. In this case, you are ending up exactly where there is the edge of the paper. It's clear that there are some small differences on the tail. Really, you must be very precise when you fold, when you do the mirror fold. Now, for tutorial purpose is okay, but when you fold, you must be really more precise than the tutorial. And let's do the same. Now we are almost ready to do the final fold. Just turn this wing and fold this one angle bisector with this one. You will see that actually you will reach this point and you cannot go further. So even if it is not completely angle bisector, this is not a problem. This, we are making this fold just to lock the wing inside in this way. Do the same thing on the other side. And as I said before, put this edge of the wing inside here. And the same thing do in the other side. So this is your final configuration. Now we can do the folds that we need to close the airplane. So measure 40 millimeters from the top along the center line. $40 is here. Mark the center line, and only 8 millimeters from this point here along this edge. Fold now. Don't worry if the wing came out. This we will put inside later on. One, and okay. Now make these folds stronger. And when you close the airplane, you will have this shape. Really, we need this portion here to be narrow. Now, but it's not yet the time to close. We need to take other measurement. Now, we will not take the measurement here. We will take the measurement in the other side. And we need to take 92 millimeters from the top along the center line. 92. And 16 millimeters from this point along this edge. And 16, and then we have to valley fold in this way. Make the valley fold. This will shape the tail in the correct way. You can make it by heart, but you will not be sure that the tail will be really of the exact dimension that you need. Let's close. Let's see how it's coming out. Okay. Now that we have fixed the fold for the closure, let's do something else. Now we have this is not really an easy fold. We need to put the model in this way, and we need to fold more or less from here up to this point, and from here up to this point. So we will follow this edge, make a valley fold, and make another valley fold following this edge here. In this way and in this way. Okay, let's do the same thing the other side. One and two. Okay, now let's fold. Let's fold up. Let's fold the tail up. Now bring up the wing and the air intake. This way. And in this way. And also the tail. Oh. Okay. Just it a little bit. Now, you remember these two folds that I asked you to make. Now, take the tail and fold it along that fold. You will have something like this. I think we have folded too much. Let's see if it is possible. Okay, I think we really have folded too much. Just try to make it something like this for your tail. Also in the other side to the same extent. Make a little bit less than the fold that we have done. Do something like this, and then fold inside the top. And you will have this shape. Actually, you have to try to fold a little bit more. The exact shape is something like this. But, sometimes models are not coming exactly the same. Bring this one inside, this came outside, and put one, let's put one clip. You can fold this one also inside if you want, just fold this direction and fold it inside in this way. And let's put one clip to hold everything, and put also another two clip if you have. This is just to shape the fuselage for, but just for some time, for 1 hour, and then you will have a very nice shape. You put just a clip here in order to make this fold stronger, and when you will take out the clip, you will have a very nice shape of the fuselage. Okay, now remove the clips. The plane is almost done. We need just to shape the two wings in this way. I mean, you have to round a little bit the shape of the wing, but really make tiny folds in this way, one in this way, and the other one you can make it like this, just to shape a little bit the wings. Because this is the shape actually of the F-11. And if you want, you can open a little bit the air intake. Just put your pencil here, inside here, and shape it a little bit like this, in order to make it a little bit round. And F-11 is done. Now let's see. Well, sometime the shape of the wings is coming towards the back, which is not really nice. But if you shape the fuselage in this way, then the position of the wings will be perfect. So this is the F-11. Thanks for watching. Remember, make it as precise as you can, because usually to fold this airplane, I think it takes a couple of hours, and not the time. The time for the tutorial is not enough to make it really precise. But follow all the measurements, and you will end up in a very nice model. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.